Welcome to another video. So I realized that I never made a video after going to AutoCon. I just kind of left that open as a loose thread. I made these disastrous videos of me uh, ungroomed in my pajamas saying that I'm gonna go. Um, but I never said anything after I went, even though I went about 2 months ago. So for anyone not aware of what AutoCon is, AutoCon uh, is a we'll see. So it was held in Austin, Texas, in November, mid-November. Yeah, and it's already now mid January. So, I, yeah, I just completely failed to mention it on this channel at all. If you take a look at my live streaming, I met somebody there named Will George. And he's been working on some open source code, and we've been labbing it up and stuff like that. So we'll have some more videos like that. But even in those videos, I don't think we ever explicitly talked about AutoCon at length. And I certainly didn't to account my own experience. We were focused on his open source project. So yeah, this is the debrief of AutoCon. Um, so looks like yeah, so it happens every year. It's happened 4 times. This was the biggest one. So I show up in some of these event photos as well. If we take a look at this one here, there I am right there talking to a guy from the UK who worked for Juniper. Oh yeah, very long conversation. Um, I think that's the only one I show up in of all the photos. But yeah, I mean, I'm even made it into one of the official photos. So I was there. I loved it. It was I've been getting a lot of kind of traction from it. Um, had multiple interviews that haven't led anywhere, but more than I would have if I hadn't gone. So yeah, I just wanted to make a video um, after attending because I made a video beforehand, and then I realized I just kind of left that thread open and never even mentioned it at all. So I guess I don't really know what to say. I'll just give some of the basic details. So it was at the Hotel Marriott in Austin, Texas, downtown. I parked in a city lot and walked over. So it was like $10 a day to park. It was $1,000 for registration. I paid out of my own pocket just because um, I needed to do something to get my career going again. Oh, and there's Will George right there. So there were 700 people there. So this was a massive event. And I bumped into um, people that I worked with before there as well. I was actually kind of surprised I didn't bump into more people that I previously worked with, but I bumped into 2 people that I worked with before. So it was. And I need to mention too, like everyone was so nice. That was a favorite thing. Like I didn't have a ticket for Monday and Tuesday, and I just like showed up to like hang out in the common areas where like you know or like to try to just like be there and be a part of like the energy and the festival. And they were really open to that. I even this is one of the main organizers here. I was just sitting on the first day. I was just sitting next to him at the front desk as people were like coming and registering, almost as if I was like some sort of volunteer or something. And they were like totally cool with that. So like the vibe was awesome. They were like really chilled out and like and it wasn't too chilled out too, where the boundaries were drawn. Like I didn't have the ticket, so I wasn't allowed to go and take the workshops. Um, you know, like sometimes like if it's too chilled out, you just feel like you're gonna make a transgression without knowing about it. So it had that nice mix of like having like boundaries and rules that were clear, like the workshops happening behind closed doors, but like not being so strict that it's like you're entering a secret government facility or something. So it was a really good mix. Um, it was a really good yeah, mix of a relaxed, welcoming culture with like good organization, good management of it. So yeah, I'm just going through these photos. I don't see any more of myself. I haven't looked through all of these. But yeah, that's my first review. The vibe was really good. So they had basically two parts. So Monday and Tuesday were the hands-on workshop part that cost $750. Then Wednesday through Friday was the lecture part that cost $1,000. So if you wanted to go to both parts for all 5 days of the convention, you had to pay $1,750. The more popular part was definitely the workshop part. That was actually sold out when I went to buy my ticket. So we're looped around at the beginning, so I'll stick on this one for a while because this is a photo of me there. So I didn't have the option to take the workshops. I just did the lectures. Um, the other thing that was notable is they had overlapping lectures. So they had two floors of the conference center. One floor was for leadership talks, and the other floor was for more technical talks. So you had to pick and choose where you're going to that day go to. And the thing I liked about that too is it was just one day of that. I actually found that to be kind of uh, stressful, and I actually decided to walk out of one of the talks early um, because I had planned to see another talk, kind of like and they kind of overlapped each other a bit. So yeah, if I could go back, I'd probably just stay in the talk I was in because it was identified as one of the top five talks by popular um, vote feedback on the feedback surveys, and I was really enjoying it. It was so hard for me to walk out of that. I was talking to ChatGPT. I'm like, well, you planned for the other one. I've seen most of the talk already. Like, just there's only get up and go. So I did that, and so that conundrum was kind of well. The thing is with that is they're all so yeah. This is the other thing. I'll include this in the description. If we go to YouTube and type in network automation forum, we should get yeah, this channel here. So now if we go to the playlists, there we go. AutoCon4, all of it, and including all of the prior AutoCons were there as well. So I got really lucky with AutoCon being in Austin, Texas, because I only had to pay the $1,000 for the lectures, and then lodging, travel, all of that. was free. It was just gas money to get to the site, and then city parking with like a 10-15 minute walk from the cheap public lot. Um, so $10 a day for that. So any other time, I would have to pay probably 5K because I'd have to do international travel. I'd have to book a hotel. I'd have to buy all my meals, not just eat out of my own grimy fridge. Um, so yeah, I absolutely had to do it. So I'll include this here in the description of this video because it's all out there. It's all free. You can just go and watch them all. I might include a top five as well. The other thing is, if you're really interested in this, you want to get to an AutoCon sometime, or you just want to be tapped in. Anyone can go and join them on Slack as well. They have a channel on there with a lot of uh, good information. Now, the thing is with Slack is if you don't have the paid version, you can't see messages older than 90 days. So it's kind of not the best resource in the world for like going and um, seeing like a history of the development and everything. If you pay, I'm sure it's super rich. But they put together more permanent things on their website. So here we can see he sent out a summary of the highlights, takeaways, and what's next. So I think I'm going to read this because I can kind of give my own take on this since I was there. So yeah, so there were over 700 people there. It kind of surprised me, this number, because honestly, like, it didn't seem that big to me. I kept kind of scratching my head, being like, where are all these people? But the answer is they were in the workshop hall, which was a massive hall. Um, so like, and they were like up in their rooms. They were scattered all throughout the city. So everyone, one of the best stories is I look like this. Where's that picture again? Uh, yeah, I look like this on a good day. This is me like trying to look presentable and like a regular person. Um, Most of the times, if I'm walking down the street or something, I'm gonna look a lot crazier than this. I have 3M work tunes. Um, Headphones that I wear basically all the time. So these are massive headphones like that you would wear on a construction site. I just wear them all the time because I hate loud noises and I like listening to music and stuff as I walk, and talking to AI and stuff. Um, so I wear these all the time. So I'm walking with these giant things on, and then I had a backpack on that was like I got from one of my prior contracts. So it was like a quintessential like tech person uh, thing sort of backpack. So like I'm walking by the and I have my big phone out as well. I have a S89 Pro Batman phone because Batman's awesome. Love Batman. I've never played Arkham Asylum for some reason though. I don't get it. But yeah, it's got this like winky face on it, and it's a massive phone. It's like it's probably like how much does it weigh? So it's 400 gram phone. It's just a massive phone. So nearly a pound, 0.88. It's about 7 inches long. So I have this phone out because I'm navigating, trying to find the hotel. I have these giant um, uh, earphones on, and I have this like tech person backpack, and I was just walking, and this guy is like kind of like talking to me, and I'm kind of like, I don't know this guy. I'm kind of just almost trying to like blow him off. I think he asked me for a light or something, and then he was kind of walking towards me, probably more incidentally to put his cigarette out, but kind of still chatting after me, and I'm like, and then I just looked him over. I'm like, this guy's here for the conference. This is a attendee of AutoCon. Like I could just tell. So I asked him, I'm like, "Are you here for the conference?" And yeah, he was an enterprise. I wish I could remember. I'm so bad at names, but yeah, shout out to guy from Nike Enterprise. I am terrible at names, so I cannot remember. I could probably draw a portrait of him, but I can't remember names. But yeah, it was all I remember is he was a employee on the Nike corporate network. So it was so cool. Like I didn't. I was navigating trying to find the hotel, and I found it just by seeing somebody who looked like they were attending the conference, and that's how why he was interested in me, because I just stood up as a guy that belonged to this conference like such a sore thumb. So that was a good story. That I think is a good story because it shows like you know, a lot of these people attending this like feel like they're with their people in a sense, like that these are times where you can come together and talk about things you've done or you've learned about that nobody else on the planet you might as well be talking a foreign language, but now you come into this thing and you have a lot of shared experiences with people that uh, nobody else on the planet has. So um, yeah, it's a really good energy. It's a really good vibe. Um, yeah. So let me keep reading the debrief, the official debrief. Okay. So yeah, 91% rated it a 4 or a 5 out of 5. 94% said they absolutely had fun, and over half of the attendees uh, were there for their second, third, or fourth time. So the retention is super high. So you could feel that. I could feel that as the conference. Like people were really sold on this, really enjoying the experience. Um, I could definitely feel that energy. And this is the big thing too, the hallway track. So what is that? It's just hanging out. You know, uh, the unscheduled conversations between sessions, at meals, during events. For me, the Monday, Tuesday, where I didn't even have a ticket, kind of being able to sit at the table, show people my lab too. My lab was garbage at the time. It's better now, but I got to meet the kind of big, like here's John Capobianco. I met him personally. I've showed him my lab. Because my lab topology is right from his book. I met Eric Cho as well from Automate Your Network. He's got a lecture up on here. Uh, uh, yeah, he saw my series I did. I actually did a series on his book and on John's books as well on here. So yeah, I got to meet all of these figures. Like it's in the juggling world. If you look at my other channel, my personal channel, you see I'm uh, a big time juggler. But you get to meet your heroes, and it seems like it's the same thing here. Like if you're a singer, if you're a violinist, like you're probably not going to just hang out with the best, the most highly visible people in that space. Maybe if you go to a concert or something, which is kind of what I did here. I don't know, but yeah, it felt very accessible. Like these people weren't behind, a well, I mean, we were in a But no, no, no. It's because these people were in the public areas, right? They weren't behind like security details. It felt very open and accessible, which was awesome. And if you were to meet um, like Beyonce, she would be behind security details. All right. So yeah, and it says it right here. Too often we feel like lone soldiers trudging through the muck to bring networking out of the Stone Ages. Exactly. When we attend AutoCon, we are reminded that we are not alone. AutoCon revigorates us with new hope, ideas, and universe expanding eureka moments. And it's not even necessarily just automation for me. It's like nobody knows what the CCNA is. Nobody knows what a router or a switch is. Like nobody knows that your phone, hooks up to a cell tower or an access point. So just people who all know that information and then want to take it, step beyond and are forward thinking in that space. Like it's like, oh, like finally, like we're able to talk about these things. Yeah, for someone who doesn't have colleagues to bounce ideas off of and talk shop, it's refreshing to have network specific folks to chat with. Exactly, especially for someone like me who's been unemployed for a year. Like the live streams I did with Will George were like, hearing him talk about networking and stuff. It's like, oh, finally, someone's we're talking about this stuff. So yeah, so AutoCon exists to remind you that you're a part of something bigger. Like this community is out there, it does exist. It's accessible too. If you're in the hometown, the town that it's happening in, you can just go hang out in the public areas even without a ticket. You can join them on Slack without having to pay anything, and you can watch the whole thing on YouTube without having to pay anything. But if you pay, you get the whole uh, access. You get to go in and watch the lectures in real time, which can help you retain the information. You get to uh, have less awkward opportunities to connect with people. You can connect over refreshments and dinners and all that. Um, so so yeah, here's the top five one. Uh, John Capobianco's really big in this space. So he gave at least one talk. Did he give two? He gave a workshop and a talk. So I didn't see the workshop, but I did see the talk. So he talked about um, AI. Now this is the one I wanna go into more depth on. So this is about, yeah. So Jeff Gray of Glueware, company he works for, gave the opening keynote. So he gave the lecture that kicked off the lecture portion of the conference, and he gave it on building a business case for network automation. Multiple attendees mentioned they came to AutoCon specifically needing to justify automation investments to leadership, and Jeff's framework gave them exactly what they needed, like the paint by numbers to do just that, one wrote. And I wanna take this and run with this because as me as somebody who's looking for a job and has been unemployed for a year, like why don't I just take a financial model over to somebody, like some way somehow, and just show them, like, you know I'll bring you up to speed with network automation, or like, you know um, just model out, just give somebody a slide presentation, or even just do like you pay me $100 and I'll, or however much, and I'll put together these materials, it's like I feel like this kind of opened up a whole new world for me. So let me duplicate this, and then oops, I'll go here down to um, where am I trying to go? Oh, up here. Okay, so yeah, I've been playing around with the AIs to try to build an impact model. So you just fill it out for a business. So you plug in all these, and then you get the numbers, which can be hard to ignore depending on what they're like. So we can see. One of the things I've was been doing before this video was trying to identify an actual company and then an actual VP or like CFO or someone, and then I would make a video doing that, plugging in the numbers, making estimates, and then send it to the VP, and we'll just see where that goes. So the AI said to do that for SES satellites. I'm just not sure how to automate a satellite network. I mean, the thing with networking is, networking is not just one kind of network. It's enterprise networks, satellite networks, industrial networks, internet service provider networks, um, uh, super lockdown, hardened, secured networks, data center networks, high speed data center networks, which is a whole different thing. It uses InfiniBand rather than Ethernet. So I'm going to have to spend more time determining what the best choice is of a company and a CFO to target. But this is one of the things. This is one of the ones I really think I'm going to try to take and run with, and make put a lot of time into rewatching this, really understanding it well, and then actually using the framework to try to uh, justify people giving me money. Um, the next one was Andy Laptev. Great guy. Tried to meet with him, but I'm kind of didn't uh, wasn't able to make that happen because I'm kind of a mess right now. Um, but but this is great because yeah, a lot of people I guess are having trouble adopting to this shift in network automation. So like they start off, when you learn the CCNA, like the I think the Python and stuff like that hasn't been added to the CCNA until like fairly recently, just a few years ago. So like a lot of people have had these long careers doing things in a way that is now considered something that's no longer a best practice. So there's a lot of resistance and like skepticism and like, oh, this isn't real, or like this doesn't actually cause automations. So he had a really good talk because he talked about how he got over his own skepticisms, and in fact he said that uh, he he's actually reminds me a lot of myself because he was unemployed for a year like I am now, um, and uh, he found that he had to upskill, which I think might be the case with me. I'm definitely going to need to get my certifications back, and probably do my own sort of pivot uh, of some kind. But yeah, he talked about how he went from being like a really trad network engineer, someone who actually didn't like uh, who studied programming in college and came away with it thinking this is not for me, and then was able to get over these kind of hang-ups and adopt these new practices and finally land a job after a year of being unemployed. So that was a good one. Um, the next one was Greg Friedman's closing keynote. Um, this one I kind of don't remember. Like as things were going on, I kind of, it was a lot. So I think the last few ones are the ones I'm gonna have to rewatch again, basically rewatching for the first time. And then this one I did. This is the one I had to walk out on early because it overlapped with another one. But yeah, I wish I had stayed in this one. It was called Best in Show by several respondents. Um, because it started with this real world example of and these are all available here to watch, of the London Stock Exchange tourist project. So this is a real project from history that failed, and it does a failure analysis of this project, and you know it really, like, yeah, I need to go back and watch that one. Um, but I think, a lot of people have been there where, like, there's this really promising thing that, like, all the numbers look good because the financial impact model is just it's just the ticket to entry, right? Then you actually have to put it into place. So how do you do that? And that's what this lecture was all about. So workshop highlights. Um, uh, yeah, so the hands-on workshops, those sold out right away. I couldn't get a ticket for that, which I'm kind of glad because money's kind of tight, so to just blow an extra 1,000 on that, I'm glad I kind of got cut off. So yeah, they had hands-on on a bunch of stuff. Yeah, so it was the perfect place to quickly get in touch with new technology. Where at home, I missed the time to settle in for a couple of hours. Yeah, that's a good point too. It's like if you go to a conference like this, you're sat down at the table, you're glued. You get up, everyone's going to turn and look at you or something, right? So like you're locked in when you're into something like this. Like um, so it's worth it just to be for the immersion. It's like you learn a foreign language so much faster if you go and immerse yourself in the culture and like actually like move and live there for a bit. Then so that's kind of what this can do for you. So yep, and here's the track experiment. They had a leadership and an advanced track on one of the days. Um, the leadership track was a clear win. I mixed. I went to both. I waffled back and forth between the two, and I picked them out based on the titles and descriptions using ChatGPT. Um, I kind of wish I had done more leadership track, uh, but there's a point where, like, they're alive in the moment. Like it's just all becomes a blur. So the most important thing is the post conference analysis, in my opinion. So real time, you know, I don't wish that I did one thing or the other. Real time, everything happened as it did, and that is fine. Okay, so yeah, so there were a few themes what they could do better. Um, yeah, several respondents asked for more technical how we actually did this content versus high level overviews. As one engineer put it, more demos, less slide. I 100% agree with this. Um, from what I saw, there was only one lecture that actually showed you Python code snippets and like actual snippets, and like I there was like some YAML snippets in other ones, but like there was a lot of um, yeah, just a lot of kind of I want to see the libraries that are being used in Python. I want to see uh, I want to see like you know what did you have to do to get this set up, right? Because like, okay, you're using netconf for all this. How did you enable netconf across your whole network? Like, did you have it in the so like yeah, I want to see device configurations. I want to see code snippets, and I also want to see um, uh, things like spreadsheets of like the bombs, the bill of materials. Like, did you have to reassess which devices to use in your network because you wanted to automate, or could you just go with whatever you had? Like, what changes in your network did you have to make? So I want to see the spreadsheets. I want to see the um, code snippets, and I want to see the device configurations at least, and probably more than that as well. I felt like I really didn't see that much of it, so I agree with this one. Um, so the next one was balance and content. While AI was a significant theme this year, reflecting industry reality, several attendees wanted to ensure we maintain focus on production proven approaches. Um, yeah, I mean, I probably agree with that. I don't know. I'm kind of a big believer in AI, so um, I definitely want to see AI, but you know, um, see the problem with this is I feel like there aren't many. So I would have liked to walk away from this conference thinking, oh yeah, like this is mature, this is ready to go. If you know, if I give a financial model to a company and they're like, yes, we want these savings, we want this cash flow, do it tomorrow, I would say, well, oh, well, I know exactly what I'm going to do. You know, walking away from this conference, I kind of feel a little bit the same way I felt before, where I'll be like, okay, I guess I'll use Ansible or I'll just sit down and write code. It's like, I'm really not confident, honestly, that I can just walk into a environment and actually make a dent with automation. Like, I'll have to write a lot of code and like enhanced with like something like Claude Code or something like that. I can probably do it, but like and I've had experiences before where like it just wasn't going well. So I would like to see um, you know uh, production proven approaches where of the 700 people there we have a lecture from somebody who has walked into an environment that hasn't been automated and just automated the whole thing. We actually did see there was a lecture like that, and I'll call it out because it's here. Um, or I thought it was. Maybe it's not. Oh, I guess it's not. Huh. So I guess not all the lectures made it on there. All right. Well, not all the lectures are posted, but one of my favorite lectures had Python code snippets, and then the speaker showed me um, afterwards more of her code. Oh, this is it right here. Um, so this is kind of a lecture from someone who uh, just applied network automation to her regular uh, expectations as like a traditional network engineer who wasn't specifically there for network automation. So like that's stuff I want to see more of is like you come into an environment, the environment's a complete mess, and you clean it up with automation. Like I feel like a lot of people aren't doing that because I feel like doing that is like really really hard. Okay, so yeah, what we're hearing.
Uh, yeah, more demos, less slides. Yeah, I want to see that. Yep, exactly. I agree with that 100%. Balancing content. Yeah, I want to see it actually work, and it actually I want to walk away from this thinking why, because they say if you go to the home, it says we've been talking about network automation for a long time, 15 years or longer, yet it's just not taking off like we thought it would. NAF aims to answer the question, why is this? And I feel like the answer is quite simple. And there are many answers. It's not just one answer, and but a main part of the answer is because nobody can do it. Like, has anyone really gone in and totally revolutionized the whole process front to back with network automation? No. Like, and all the companies out there just take one small part, like observability. Oh, great, you can run a script that does SNMP. Awesome. Like, or something. It's like it's not taking off because, like, how do you do it? Like, it's not easy to write. You know, tens of thousands of lines of Python code that do exactly what you want. Like, like even if you could just sit down and write all the code, like, you're still doing hardcore network engineering when you do something like a test or an upgrade on a device. Like, that in and of itself is hard, and now you're throwing another layer of difficulty on it. Like, so I wanna hear from the people that made it work. Um, yeah, rather than just what's coming down the line. Because I think I'm a believer in AI. I think it is coming, but even when it's here, like, AI at its best will be used to enhance these production proven approaches, in my opinion, not to replace them. At least not for a while. All right, so workshop logistics. Power outlets, room temperature, and presentation visibility were common points. We hear you on the dark mode slides being hard to see. I didn't really have a problem with any of this. Uh, I did run out of power on my, or I brought a laptop with me. It was a terrible laptop that I used to have. I bought a much better laptop since then, a ThinkPad X280 for $120. Then I replaced the battery for another 100, and then I bought a charger for $20. So it cost me $250. I have this awesome laptop running Linux on that would have been perfect for this. I could have done the. I wasn't even able to do the Wireshark challenge they had because my laptop literally fell apart. Like, I I like would it's 15 inches, so it doesn't fit in my. I've traveled with it multiple times, and it's too big to travel with. So, like, it got like damaged during travel because it's too big to travel with. Um, and so the RAM like comes loose on it. So I like opened it up to try to like jostle the RAM back in a few times, and then like it doesn't close back up again because the screws got stripped. So it like literally was falling apart in half. On top of that, it was like super old. Like, it was just like not. It was not the kind of laptop that was appropriate for bringing to a conference. I honestly didn't have a problem with any of this. My logistical issues were, and this was for the workshops, not the lectures. So maybe I would have experienced this more if I had gone to those. Okay, so key takeaways from the community, and I need a break. I'll be right back. So it looks like there's no pause button. Which I'm surprised. Usually there is. Um, that's interesting. Uh, all right. Well, I'm at the 45-minute mark. Yeah. So I'll just close it out after this. So the key takeaway, and this is so true. Um, everyone is behind, very slow to adopt this, and You know, we're asking why. I think we all know the answer. I think the answer is kind of complicated, but uh, you know, it's time to start to bring everyone on board. Um, I think you know, network automation is still in its infancy, despite it seeming so advanced in the industry. And that's because people aren't. This is why I'm so interested in the financial modeling, because I want to save companies money with this and like show that this is possible. It's quite easy in its basics, and even with just the basics, you stand to benefit quite a bit. So we're further ahead than I thought. Many others experience the same imposter syndrome. I got that too. I just, you know, some of the stuff, it's like, um, you know, I it was like I was hearing people that were at a conference for something else. There were people doing things, um, and yeah, there was kind of yeah, people were doing things in quite different ways, despite being at the same conference. I found it was almost like we were at a sports conference, and there were people there playing baseball, playing football, playing basketball. It kind of felt like that to me. So network engineers are rediscovering software engineering fundamentals. Yeah, AI is not just hype; it's of course use of AI is secondary to data quality and automation. So that's all I can go without a pause button. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.